I'm gonna tone down my energy a little bit. Listen, Cassie, I do feel bad for you because of this situation and all the bullshit Diddy has done to you. So I'm not gonna go too crazy with the jokes. I'm gonna try to tone it down a little bit. So as you know, Cassie's been taking the stand in the whole the Diddler trial that's taking place. And she has some certain things to say. Like I said, I've been covering what the Mill Isker had to say and what Cassie has to say as well. So we're gonna have some videos. Again, I might flood y'all too much, but hey, it is what it is. What's going on? But anyways, what's up? What's happening? This big cat. Hey, we back in the stand. K2 Goody sleep with a cutter El Patron. You know the big dog on a ton. Y'all know what it is. You know the kid. You know I talk my itty bitty little flares. All right, like, subscribe, all that shit. All right, we getting into it. So in the latest thing we covering from Cassie's testimony, she basically alleges free calls became her full-time job and derailed her career. Well, first of all, if y'all really pay attention, I'm gonna give you a little bit of a history lesson. So basically, Cassie was doing another thing with Ryan Leslie. She popped off or whatever. She had her little song. At 19, popped in or whatever. Diddy was feeling her. Diddy was like, 36, 37. Pursued the fuck out of her. Took no for an answer. Eventually, they started dating or whatever. Signed her to a 10-album deal. I don't even think she dropped one. I think she dropped a single. But anyways, besides that, and it got to the point, even if she dropped an EP or whatever the fuck it was, we'll consider that an album. And she owed 9 other the fact niggas were signing 10 album contracts back then, crazy. How the fuck was niggas getting that shit off? Listen, I understand that as Diddy, he worked with Big. Bad Boy. It would be so amazing to be part of Bad Boy. Diddy, hey, as much as, there's a lot of smut on his name right now, yes, he is a good mogul. He was very much of a people person. He was good at marketing. So we're like, okay, yeah, Diddy, yeah, of course you would want to sign with Diddy. You would think your career is in decent hands. Especially, he hasn't had the best of what people under his label. But hey, French did all right. I don't even know if French is still signed to Bad Boy. But at the time, French Montana was doing all right. So it made sense. Or he came later. I think he came later after Cassie. Because he tried that and then with MGK. Yeah, that nigga was doing some shit. Anyways. Besides all that, so eventually they start dating or whatever, and yeah, Cassie put out less and less music. They weren't really putting out music, or at least releasing her music. I don't know if she was still making it on the low. But yeah, it was just, she was his arm candy. She was his girlfriend and all that stuff. And I think Kim Porter was still alive around that time, but that's his baby mama. That's a whole nother situation. But anyways, with that being said, she was saying basically her job became free cost. And as we can see by the allegations and all the bullshit, we all know that he's a freaky, freaky man. By the way, I don't know, there is probably, if I go through the notes later on, there's probably some other, this court case. It got to a point, I might do a separate video on this. Well, should I? Maybe not. But it got to the point, allegedly, in the court, they asked Cassie some bullshit. And she said, yeah, dudes would finish either on me or in her, pause, no Diddy, and she would scoop it up or whatever have you, and massage Diddy's chest region, his nipples, with that juice. So at this point, I'm like, nah, Diddy, you want some bull. Diddy wants to smash a dude. Diddy, if you buy, it's okay. I know back then you could be, listen, back then in hip hop, if you was, yeah, you couldn't be a man and be interested in him. Yeah, there was some bullshit. I'm not gonna lie. There was some bullshit. I'm not gonna lie. But, and I do mean but. Oh, yo, that's not crazy. That's a sorry, because we talk about Diddy and how he likes men. So I'm like, but, and I do mean but. I ain't talking about the booty now. I'm saying, wait a minute, let me explain. You know what I'm saying? Pause no Diddy. Seriously, pause no Diddy. But with that being said, sorry. I just be looking at this shit listen. And, okay, you could say at points maybe Cassie was a willing participant. But maybe she was trying to appease him because she was scared of this nigga. Yeah, and honestly, he derailed her career. The nigga just saw her as an arm candy. I'm not going to say he didn't believe her as an artist or he didn't like her music that she was releasing when she was on the come up. I'm not going to say that. But bro, this nigga was like, no, this my chick, bro. Baby girl, you good. Fuck music. You mine. And there's also some other rumors apparently. See, what you got your grandpa? She Pop. Call me Pop. Yo, Diddy a different nigga, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like when niggas get rich, certain niggas, when they get rich, bro, they on some bullshit. Why? Listen, only the Hispanic woman, when they say papi, it work. You know what I'm saying? But some of y'all other, yeah, y'all can't do that shit. It don't work. It don't hit the same. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Yeah, but it kind of did. Yeah, yeah, it makes sense. Her full-time job became the Freak Offs. Her career was there. I don't know what this nigga was on. Once you signed that contract for 10 albums, you should have knew your career. You by the same, you young, like you 19. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna do too much, but even still. But anyways, let's go. So Cassie alleges that her music career stalled and participating in Diddy's Freak Off events became her full-time job as his girlfriend during her testimony in his criminal trial. She explained that shortly after beginning their relationship, he became controlling over her. Specifically, she described her music career beginning to feel like busy work. A lot of the songs I did didn't actually come out, she revealed. She added that she recorded hundreds of songs that never released and she wasn't paid for. The Freak Offs became a job, she said, as caught by the Washington Post. There was no space to do anything else. Earlier in her testimony, Cassie explained that what drew her to Diddy in the first place and traced the early stages of their relationship. I wanted to be around Sean for the same reasons as everyone else at the time. This exciting, entertaining, fun guy who also happened to have my career in his hands, she said. It felt special because not a lot of people got that time with him. She revealed that they had relations for the first time during a trip to Miami a few months after her 21st birthday. I'd become one of his girlfriends after that trip, she remarked, knowing that it was the first time he introduced her to ecstasy. Yo, this nigga like, hey, listen, I do what I do, so you gonna do it too. And honestly, it probably would have got to a point where, you know, you became one of the girls he was smashing. He didn't really have time for you. So if he was on his little fix of doing his drugs, yeah, maybe that would be the time y'all niggas would spend together, to keep it a buck. I'm not gonna lie. But anyways. So these are quotes. So AUSA, how do you feel? Cassie, I was high, so I didn't feel much. Dirty and confusion, and that he was happy with me. AUSA, why did you feel you couldn't say no? I didn't want to make him angry or upset after he shared this part of himself with me. Again, AUSA, how frequent did the Freak Offs become? Ventura weekly for a consistent amount of years. When was your last one? 2017 or 2018. How long were you awake during the Freak Offs? I never slept. I took drugs, ecstasy and Molly and cocaine. Nigga, that's crazy. Nigga, that... Like, listen, I understand niggas is freaky. I understand. You trying to get your shit off. You trying to get pleasured by your partner with what you like in the bedroom. Or multiple partners. Depends on how you live it. Perfectly fine. I ain't got no problem with it. But I feel like there's levels to certain shit. Like, nigga, fam, once a nigga has me doing a Freak Off became my job. I was trying to be a musician. You made me an adult film actress. Do you know how crazy this nigga? No wonder this nigga and Kanye West is friends. Kanye West is trying to make an adult film company. Diddy on some orgy Freak Off nonsense. Hey, it makes fucking sense. Yeah, I just don't know. Yeah, this nigga Diddy. I feel bad for Cassie, man. Cause I remember her first big song, and I'm like, oh, this nice. Yeah, like, yo, imagine again. I know she has kids. Imagine one of her. Well, it's different now. I know the music industry is different now, and your mom has been through it. So again, your kids probably won't go through those same trials and tribulations. But imagine if one of her kids was like, "I want to go through music." I'm pretty sure she'll sit there like I want you to follow your dreams, but there's some bullshit in there. Like, you know. I understand, bro. And listen, I know we talk about Diddy and we making fun of it. There's probably a lot of other niggas in the music industry and some other industries that be on this type of time and bullshit. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. We not doing all this. But yeah, I do feel sad. Imagine. Bright-eyed, doe-eyed. Have a song. Happy making music. Thinking, oh, this is going to be the shit. I'm going to make music. This is going to be my career. Meet Diddy like, oh yeah, he could help my career. Oh, he's older. He's a billionaire. Blah, blah, blah. Because you know some girls, they going to go if you have a lot of money. Let's keep it a buck. She was probably trying to use him to benefit her career too. Let's keep it a buck. But even with that being said, now you became an idol actress pretty much and was fulfilling his wildest fantasies. That's insane. I will say this. If OF was around, Diddy would have had that shit popping back in the day. I will say that. Okay, too far. Too much jokes. Too far. Anyways, what do y'all think? Like I said, the video's gonna come about this shit, okay? But anyways, it's your friendly neighborhood K.A. signing off for today. The Black TJ there while they're doing this thing. My name is like Quasimodo. Hit like, subscribe. You trying to hit a little bit more. You heard me. I'm gone. Shalom, zoom, peace, y'all, gang. Aye.